My name's Dan. I'm a student nurse that got an order to come do a IV in your right arm, okay? Can you tell me your name and date of birth? Alright, do you have any allergies? Okay. So I already have my patient in low Fowler's position and they're raised to a comfortable height for me with all of my supplies next to the bed. So the first thing I'm going to do is do some hand hygiene, and I'm going to start opening up my supplies here. First thing I would want to open is my kit, pull out a couple things that I'm going to need. Tourniquet. I'm going to go ahead and get some tape ready for when I need to secure the IV. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is come to the patient and try and find a good workable vein. And, and even though this chuck is kind of bloodied from previous uses, I would have changed it, but don't have time for that today. Would have got time for that. Just kidding. Okay, so I would find the vein, and he obviously has pretty prominent veins, but it feels kind of spongy underneath the skin. Little spongy thing. Alright. So now that I found it, I can get my cleaning solution, pop it, which this one's already popped, and come over here and clean outwardly in a clockwise fashion. Toss. Okay, so that's good to go, and I would let it dry for a couple of minutes so I could open up the rest of my supplies. I want to go ahead and prime my J-loop. Oop, that is the wrong hole. Oh, okay. I see some air bubbles. Now I would do this over a trash can. So, okay, so I'm going to bring this over and set it by my patient. Okay. So I'm gonna don a pair of gloves. Reapply my tourniquet. Okay, the vein is pretty prominent looking, of course. So, going to start putting in the catheter. Bevel up. And I want to insert until I see some flashback. And this guy's really stuck quite a bit, but alright, I have a little bit there. So I'm going to stop advancing the needle, but I'm going to advance the catheter. Undo my tourniquet. Take out this. Ooh, this guy is a bleeder, isn't he? Go ahead and apply this. Check for patency. It's got quite a bit of blood in there. Flush it a little bit with saline. Leave that there for now. Put this in the sharps container. And now, let's pretend this is gauze. I'm gonna clean up my area a little bit. And I'm gonna secure it to the patient. I'm using the H-track method. apply the Tegaderm. There we go, okay. And it's got a little label on it, and I want to make sure to put my name and the date, and usually it needs to have the time that it was applied and the type of catheter and the size of the needle. So all of that information would be here. I would apply it to the top of the current tourniquet. Get that off. Okay, we're good on insertion. So I'm gonna take off these gloves, perform hand hygiene again, and I have orders to take it out now. So we're gonna get some gloves ready. Oh. Oh, good grief. Alright, so sterile gauze package. Let's pretend that's what that is right there. Alright, and I'm going to start taking off my tape. I guess I could take this off. And Tegaderm's pretty easy to take off, so I would just go ahead and take that off first. And then we'll get the tape up. Maybe, maybe not. I guess I should have taken the tape off before I put on gloves, huh? Oh well. But this is really exciting to watch right now. Oh, good grief. Mr. Smith has been stuck a few times. It's hard to get this off of here. Alright, I grab my gauze. Put it on there, pull out the catheter. Drop that in the sharps. And I would leave this on there compressed until I stopped seeing bleeding. And he obviously doesn't have that much, but if the patient was still bleeding, I could just reapply this and put another piece of tape on there. Well, I don't think you need to see that anyway, so it's on there. And then I would take off my gloves, do hand hygiene, lower the patient, ask them if they needed anything else, make them comfortable, and then I would head out. And that was IV insertion and removal.